What if the thing that was supposed to bring us closer together is actually making us feel more alone? Think about it. We can message anyone in seconds. We can see what people are doing all day. We have likes, comments, shares, group chats, video calls, voice notes, stories, and DMIS. And yet somehow a lot of people still feel like nobody really knows them. Not their real thoughts, not their real pain, not what they are carrying when the camera turns off. Maybe social media did not destroy connection overnight. Maybe it did something quieter. Maybe it trained us to accept attention as intimacy. Maybe it made us feel visible without making us feel understood. Because the real question is not just, are we connected? The real question is, are we still close? There was a time when connection felt slower. People called just to hear your voice. Friends pulled up without needing a reason. Families sat in the same room and actually talked. Neighbors knew each other. Kids played outside until the streetlights came on. And if somebody disappeared for a while, people noticed. Now everything is faster, digital, and always moving. You can post a picture and get hundreds of reactions, but still go to sleep feeling unseen. You can have thousands of followers, but nobody checking on your heart. You can be surrounded by notifications and still feel emotionally alone. This is not just about phones. This is about relationships, friendships, dating, family, loneliness, trust, vulnerability, and the way we present ourselves to the world. Social media gave us access to everybody, but access is not intimacy. Seeing somebody's life is not knowing their soul. Watching somebody's story is not being part of their life. So let's break down how social media changed human connection, why so many people feel lonely while constantly online, and whether real intimacy can survive in a world built on scrolling. First, we have to talk about the biggest illusion, the illusion that being seen means being known. Every time your phone lights up, your brain pays attention. A like, a heart, a new follower, a comment, a message, a notification. For a second, it feels like proof that somebody noticed, somebody cared, that we matter. Attention feels good, but attention can feel like connection, even when it is not. Somebody liking your picture does not mean they know how you are doing. Somebody watching your story does not mean they care about your life. Somebody commenting fire emojis does not mean they are present when you are hurting. Social media gives us recognition, but recognition is not relationship. Imagine waking up and checking your phone before you get out of bed. You scroll through people laughing, traveling, working out, getting married, buying homes, starting businesses, posting family pictures, and sharing motivation. Then you post something too, a selfie, a thought, a meme, maybe something emotional. The likes come in, the comments come in. For a little while, you feel connected, but then the phone goes quiet, the room gets quiet, and the feeling disappears because nobody actually called. Nobody asked what was going on. Nobody sat with you. Nobody entered your world. That is when the difference becomes clear. Social media can give you a crowd, but not always a community. It can give you views, but not always value. It can give you attention, but not always affection. Many people are constantly seen, but rarely held emotionally. Always available, but not always connected. Visible, but still lonely. And once you understand that, you start to see the platform differently. It is not just showing us people, it is training us how to interact. Quick reactions, short replies, fast judgments, swipe up, scroll past, double tap, move on. Everything becomes fast, even the way we care. Instead of calling someone, we react to their post. Instead of checking in, we watch their story. Instead of having a hard conversation, we leave a vague comment and keep scrolling. And sometimes we convince ourselves that counts. But does it? Does watching somebody's life from a distance count as being in their life? Does liking a post replace showing up? Does reacting to pain online replace asking, are you really okay? We see people every day online, but we do not really talk to them. We know their updates, but not their struggles, their relationship status, but not their emotional state, their achievements, but not the pressure behind them, what they post, but not what they hide. Human beings are not posts, people are not profiles. A caption cannot hold a whole life. A selfie cannot explain somebody's pain. Social media shows the display window. Real intimacy happens in the back room where people are honest, vulnerable, and can say, I am not doing good without feeling judged. That is real connection. Not being watched, liked, or followed, but being known. And the more time we spend in spaces built for performance, the harder it becomes to practice vulnerability. Online, everybody is editing pictures, captions, image, life. Even honesty is often the version safe enough to post. That does not mean people are fake. It means people are protecting themselves. But when everybody is protecting themselves, intimacy has a harder time getting through. Social media also changed how we see ourselves. It made life feel like something we are always supposed to present. Every meal, outfit, relationship, vacation, even pain can become content. And when life becomes content, people start asking different questions. Not did I enjoy this moment, but can I post this? Not was this real, but how will this look? Not do I feel loved, but will people think I am loved? That shift is dangerous. Once your life becomes something you perform for others, you can lose touch with what feels real to you. That is where loneliness sneaks in. Not because nobody is around, but because you are not sure who really sees you behind the image. You are not sure who likes you and who likes the version of you that performs well online. You are not sure who cares and who is just watching. So, why do people feel lonelier than ever while using something designed to connect them? Because a screen can show you people, but it cannot replace presence. Presence is when somebody sits with you and actually listens. When somebody hears your voice change and knows something is wrong. When somebody looks you in the eye instead of at a screen. When someone does not just ask you good, but waits for the real answer. That kind of connection takes time, patience, and attention. But social media trains us for speed. Fast content, reactions, opinions, entertainment, relationships, endings. And when everything becomes fast, depth becomes harder. Intimacy is not built in a rush. Real closeness grows through repeated conversations, trust, showing up, uncomfortable truths, and being there when nothing entertaining is happening. Online, a lot of interaction is built around performance. Who looks happiest? Who has the best relationship? Who is making money? Who is traveling? Who is glowing up? Without realizing it, people start comparing their private life to everyone else's public image. You might be having a normal day, tired from work, bills due, trying to figure life out. Then you open your phone and see someone your age buying a house, someone on vacation, someone getting engaged, someone launching a business, and someone posting a perfect family photo. Suddenly, your normal life feels like failure, but you are seeing highlights, selected moments, the picture, not the pressure, the smile, not the stress, the success post, not the years of rejection behind it. Even when you know people post highlights, your mind still compares. Why not me? Why am I not further? Why does everyone else look like they are winning? Sit in that too long, and you can feel behind in a life that is not even a race. Social media does not just show us other people, it invites us to measure ourselves against them. And when relationships become part of that comparison, intimacy changes too. Dating has changed, friendship has changed, family connection has changed. People can be in the same room and barely speak. One person is scrolling, one is texting, one is watching videos. Everybody is physically close, but mentally somewhere else. Over time, the phone gets the attention the relationship used to get. Someone says, you are always on your phone. The other says, I am right here. But being right there physically is not the same as being emotionally available. What they are really asking is to feel chosen. Friendships drift the same way: a heart on a story, a laughing emoji, a quick comment, a happy birthday post, a we need to link soon message that never becomes plans. People stay digitally connected but emotionally distant. Your phone is full of names, but your heart feels unsupported. Social media also changed conflict. Now people post subliminals, unfollow, block, screenshot, expose, throw shade, and let the internet into situations that used to be private. Once pain becomes content, healing gets harder. Real intimacy requires safe space to be wrong, apologize, explain, grow, and repair. But online culture often rewards embarrassment, judgment, picking sides, and turning private pain into public conversation. So people become guarded,